All right, we're in my blank Premiere Pro document. I've imported my Blue Season media, and I'm going to go ahead and drag and drop in my sound effect. Remember that if you double click on the clip, you can bring it up here, and then you can, we talked about last week, we talked about the in and the out. So if I wanted to grab a clip and I only wanted this chunk of it, I could set it up and set like my in, let's see, hit an in and then hit an out, right? But I'm not going to do that. This is kind of slightly different because we've already got existing, like one big clip, one existing clip. But it's kind of the same if you shot like a long interview or you wanted to, you were driving around town and you want to just change the order. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my Blue Season, the whole thing, and I'm going to drag and drop it into here. All right, and one thing that I want to make sure you guys know when you're doing it is, remember you've got your timeline, and you can expand the size of some of these windows, like with your sound and everything. But don't forget that this bar here at the bottom scrubs along your timeline, but it also controls the magnification of your timeline. It's not really evident right now because we only have one big clip, but you'll see when I have a bunch of clips on there, it's going to matter. Okay, so and the other thing that you can do is remember that Premiere actually sees blank spaces as blank, as like black screen. It's not like there's nothing there. It's not like when you go to export it, it'll delete all the black spaces. If I were to move this clip over from the beginning, if I had it start over here and I press play from the beginning, it's going to play like 15 seconds of nothing. It's going to play 15 seconds of black. So, and in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this clip over a little bit, and I'm going to go ahead and come in here, and I'm going to move my playhead over. Now, you can mute the clip, because like if I start scrubbing through, you guys are going to hear that. One thing that I do sometimes, instead of just making some big edit on the sound, is I'll go ahead and open up my sound clip, the sound clip part, and I'll just like lower the volume inside it because I still want to hear it, and it's just faster this way because I'm going to be cutting in here. So remember, now I've just got this one clip. So now I need to grab the clips that I need out of here. So I'm going to scrub along, and again, I could change the magnification like this and keep it smaller so that I can move faster. So there's that first clip that I want. Okay, so I've got to the general area where I want to be. So now I'm going to use my keyboard like arrow keys, and I'm going to just tip over to where I get to that. Now I told you that we're going to be using the C key and the V key a lot for this kind of editing. The C gives you this tool right here, the razor tool. You don't have to hit like Option, you don't have to hit like Shift, just literally hit the C on your keyboard and it'll give you the razor tool, which C could also stand for cut, right? So I'm gonna watch my cursor, I hit the C and it turns into like a razor, and then I move to about where my clip is, or where my playhead is rather, and I clip. Now it doesn't do anything. Like if I go through and play, you can't see that there's a cut there in the footage, but there is a cut. So I'm gonna keep going and play till I get to the part where Ray's face comes around the corner. And I'm going to go back a little bit. And I don't have to really be this precise because I can edit it later. Because remember, it's non-destructive. I'm not really cutting it. So I'm going to go ahead and cut there. And so now what I've got is, if I select it, this clip. So I'm going to take this clip and I'm going to move it over here to the front of the timeline. So I'm going to come back, and now I'm at the beginning. And since I'm at the beginning, I'm going to go ahead and shrink the view or magnify the view of my clip so that I can play with it a little bit. Now, let's see what happens during this clip audio-wise. I'm going to go ahead and kick the volume back up so you guys can hear it. So I do want a few seconds of black at the beginning. So I'll probably move it over a little more. Wait, that's not even 1 second. Here's 1 second. to 2 seconds if I come to right here. Okay, so let's see. 1, 1000, 2, 1000, boom. Okay, let's say I don't want this sound effect. I mean, I might, but let's say I don't want it. Well, one thing that I can do to get rid of it, and one thing that's kind of non-destructive and easy in this kind of situation where you're going to be shuffling the music, the audio clips around, is if I control click on the audio clip or the video, either way, you see they're linked together. You see they both have like this big thick box around them. If I control click, it opens up this menu. Well, of course, it gives me things like copy and paste and clear, but I can also unlink those two files. So now I'm going to unlink the video from the audio. So let's unlink it. And I'm going to move that audio down into layer 3 because I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. And I'm going to go and mute that layer. So now I've just got the video. Okay. So that comes around. Now what I want to do is I want to grab some kind of audio clip that I want to use there. So once again, I'm going to kind of, just to make this easier, I'm going to make my timeline pretty small, kind of, so I can see it all. So I can quickly scrub over here and find the audio clip that I want. And I think what I want is like, I'm going to do something slightly different, but let's see. What have we got? That sounds good. So let's take this. So what I'm going to do is, right about here, I'm going to grab my C key and I'm going to cut the audio clip. And let's see how long I can. Yeah, I don't want his voice. Okay, so now I'm just going to hit the clip. And now that I have the C key and I have my razor, I want to go back to my selection tool. Well, I could come back over here and grab it. But if I hit the V key, it turns me back to my selection tool. So now I can grab this section and I can copy it and then move my playhead back over here. And I can paste it and I can unlink it by control clicking it, unlink, and I can delete the video. Now remember, I haven't really deleted the video. It's still there, like, because I copied and pasted it. So now I'm going to move this over here. So this is going to be my sound. And I'm just going to focus on this front part first. So once again, I'm going to zoom in so I can do some more precise editing. And so that's what we got. So now I'm going to come over here. And I think, well, it doesn't matter. Because what I'm going to do is I want that music to fade in, right? I want that eerie sound to fade in. And that is just as easy as in as in After Effects and all that stuff. All I have to do is create a, basically a keyframe right here. I move the playhead where I want it to be, set that audio level, move my playhead here, set another keyframe. And now I can click and move down. We can get into editing a little more, like, with the, doing others, sound stuff and everything, but I'm just kind of trying to get it really simple. I don't want to confuse everybody. So now this is what we got. And believe me, I want this to just blink in. That's the look I'm going for. I want it to be black and then boom, right? And then the hand to like creepy go around. And then her face is right here. Now, the one thing that kind of is weird is I don't have enough audio, right? Well, remember that I'm going to put a sound effect in there. So here's my boom sound effect over here. So I'm going to drag and drop it right here. So now let's see what happens. Okay, so now I've got this boom. Well, I want to do a video effect too. So what I'm going to do is and we saw this in the Mrs. Doubtfire thing. I want to make part of this, I want to make it go negative, right? or look weird. So right about here is right about where it starts, the sound effect starts. So I'm going to hit my C key, and then I'm going to clip right here. And now I have this separate clip that I can apply effects to. So I'm going to hit my V key to go back to selection. And then I'm going to come over here to my effects. And we're going to go to video effects. And you know what? Let's go to our editing window. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and go to my video effects. And I think it would be under video. I just did this. It was, I guess I can look it up. I think it's invert. Yeah, there we go. No, that's audio, video effects, channel invert. Okay, because I'm inverting it. I want it to be negative. So I can just drag it and drop it on top of this clip right here. And let me go back to editing. So if I did it right, yeah. So let's see. And that might be a little long. So maybe I'll, come back, because, it might lose a little bit of its oomph if I leave it on there too long. Okay, so now I've got all that set, and I'm going to save it because I don't want to lose anything. So I'm going to do the thing again, once again, where I adjust the scale of my timeline just so that it's easier to scrub through. And I think I had, let's see. Yeah, I want the dolly in on the guy. Okay, so I'm going to grab my C key. I'm going to do a split, and I'm going to come to here and do my C key and do a split. Now, technically, if I'm only going to use this one time, I don't have to copy it. I can just grab it and move it over here now. And then let's see, the next thing that I wanted was her turning upside down. So I'm going to hit my C key. I'm going to cut it. And it's going to be, I think, right about here. And I'm going to cut it. And I'm going to go my V key, and I'm going to come back. Okay, so now I'm going to move my playhead back here, and I'm just going to edit this one, these scenes together, and then I'm going to let you guys go because I'm going to let you ask questions or whatever. So let's go ahead and zoom back in. Important thing is having the playhead where you want to be when you're zooming in. Zooming out's not that big of a deal because you can always go like to here. But zooming in, like once you're in this stage, this magnification, it all looks the same to me. So anyways, this is probably good. So anyways, let's come back. And let's see, what kind of audio do I have there? Yeah, see, that's a nothing audio. I can't do anything with that because I want to start putting a voiceover in. So this is what I'm going to do, Control click, and I'm going to unlink them. But I don't want to delete this yet because it's a nice eerie sounding thing. So I'm going to put it down here on my my A3 audio level, which is muted. So now we got it blank. Let's go back to our transitions. Let's see. Open up. Nah, let's go back to effects, and let's go back to video. I think we want to do the dip to black. So I'm going to put the dip to black in here because I want it to fade. And I'm going to put the dip to black at the end because I want it to fade out. So I want it to fade in and fade out on that clip, just like that. Okay, so let's find an audio clip that sounds creepy. So again, I'm going to go ahead and zoom out. And now I'm primarily looking for an audio clip. Let's see. I think the clip that I used before was the one where she's upside down. Because he's like, oh, sorry, wrong number. Yeah, which means I have it over here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and copy this, and I'm going to unlink it, and I'm going to show you that even though I trimmed it earlier, I don't need the video, I can open this clip up this way, and that's going to give me what I want, I think.
Oh, sorry.
There it is. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
I want to come in on sorry. So I'm going to, I don't really have to use the razor. I can just move it over here.
Sorry. Sorry, I must have dialed the wrong number. Bye.
Yeah, there we go. So now I'm going to make my workspace bigger, or my clips bigger, so I can see it a little better. And we're going to come back over here. And there we go. So now I'm going to zoom in even more. And remember, because there's a blank between these two clips, there's nothing. Now see, I think that should probably come in more like this. And this can come in here.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I must.
And again, I'm going to go ahead and bring this volume up. I'm going to move my playhead here. And I'm going to add a edit point. I just want a little bit of a fade because I don't have a lot of sound to play with. So what if I open this up a little bit and then come down to here?
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I must have dialed the wrong number. Bye. Wait. My name's Sarah. Sarah Beaker. I'm in trouble. I've been kidnapped.
Okay, I've been kidnapped. That's a big word, right?
Kidnapped.
So I'm going to go ahead and take this, and then I'm going to add my boom there again. This is getting cheesy, but you'll see.
I'm in trouble. I've been kidnapped.
All right, kind of stupid, but last thing I want to show you there is, so with this clip, what I was trying to do was I wanted to speed up just the section where she's spinning around. All right, so to do that, what I'm going to do is grab the C, and I'm going to make a cut. I'm going to go to here. I'm going to want to delete that audio, I think. But let's see, because this isn't, yeah, that, in fact, I have to unlink it because it's not going to work. So I'm going to cut here. Now I'm going to grab my V, and I'm going to unlink this by hitting Control, unlink. And what I want to do is I want to speed this clip up. So we do that by selecting the clip and then going to Clip, Speed, Duration. Okay. And we can edit it. I already did this before, so I think it needs to be like 500% faster, which sounds like a lot, but let's see. Okay, and I think that if I wanted to do that, I think what I need to do is have some, I want it to feel jerky, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here, and I'm going to basically just put a bunch of cuts in there. I'm going to cut, cut. Okay, and that means when I hit my V, I can just do this. Because I still want the motion to be smooth. I just want there to be blanks, like she's kind of blacking out. So I could do something like that. And if I really wanted to, we can go back to our, I think these are going to be short, so I'm going to have to edit them. We can go back to our effects, and we can, what if we dip to white? See, I have to adjust that to be shorter. So I'm dragging this in here, and you see, like, I can grab it and do that. So let's see what that looks like. Let's see. Might not really work well because these clips are really short. Oh, stupid. Yeah, that could be cool. Like that, the going to white, white. that might work. So let's go ahead and go back into our effects, and I'll put the rest in there. Again, I'm editing the dip. I'm not editing the clip. By mousing over. Oops, wrong one. And one last one. Oops. Okay. So let's go back and see what that looks like. Kind of good. So let's zoom out. Let's just watch it one more time from here. Again, I should add some music, or I'm going to add some more, you know, sound effects, but whatever.
Sorry, I must have dialed the wrong number. Bye. Wait. My name's Sarah. Sarah Beaker. I'm in trouble. I've been kidnapped.
That's horrible, that edit. But anyways, then we go through. I'll have to bring that closer. Yeah, I'll change the, I'll put some screams in there or something like that.